fiercely assail. In every speech it's the villain they unveil. From racism, patriarchy they rail. You know ain't nothing yet where they prevail. Ushering in their monsters utopias, the end game. The turmoil strike they aim to overthrow the old, establish their claim. In the vision they abolish everything. They need capitalism for the pain of clever lies. Gain power, stabilize, bring capitalism into the monstrous utopia. That's what they want, that's what they want. Abolish capitalism. These are the four goals of the woke. Embedded in action, words they invoke. From pushing and playing the Marxist dreams in the dance of power, scheme and scheme. In every move, the agenda gleams. Remember, nothing's ever as it seems. So, it's true as
Okay, so listen, this is going to be a quickie. Oh my God, I think my eye makeup is all messed up. I don't even know what's going on. I think this is going to be a quickie stream, but I felt like I needed moral support. Okay. And I kind of feel like a horrible person for doing this. I feel a little bit bad. You know, people have been shaming me all day. They're like, how dare you watch that Nick Rekieta stream? You should be praying for him. And I'm like, well, you know, I wish the guy well, I really do, but he made his bed, and Nick Rekieta has piled on to plenty of people. I'm sorry. I like, maybe it's because I've been through this stuff, but I have very little sympathy for people who I have witnessed piling on to other people when stuff happens to them, and then they get their just desserts, and everyone's like, you should be nicer to them. Like, well, why weren't they being nicer? Why weren't they being nicer? I'm sorry. People get what they deserve. And I hope that he takes some time off. I hope that he goes to rehab. I hope that his family stays around and loves him. Although now I have a better understanding that that might not be happening because I don't pay attention to any of this shit normally. I don't like this. Well, okay, no, I do like it a little bit. It's not that I don't like the drama of the internet. It's that I don't have time for the drama of the internet because I already have way too many things that I actually want to work on that are more important. I don't think he was scratching a mosquito bite. I also don't think he was jacking off. Because apparently, and I didn't know this because I don't follow the gossip of this whole thing. Apparently, there is a woman living with Nick Rekieta, and this is all alleged. I don't know if this is true. I'm repeating gossip I've heard on the internet. If I'm wrong, correct me. I could be wrong. Fact check me, all that stuff, whatever. But allegedly, there is a woman living with Nick Rekieta who he fucks and does drugs with. That is not his wife. Although his wife is there too. Yep, there's a woman that lives with Nick and his wife. And there seems to be evidence that what was actually going on under the desk was that she was giving him a blowjob. And I want to look at this, and I want us to we search for the truth on this channel, and we watch primary source video receipts of everything, and we need to hone our scrutiny. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. We need to hone our scrutiny to decide whether Nick Rekieta was jacking off or getting a blowjob from a woman that was not his wife. Which I don't judge that. I don't care what people do sexually. Like, I know that he does this swinger thing, or so I've heard. I don't know, but I've heard he does this swinger thing, and I'm not going to judge that because people should be able to do what they want as long as, you know, they're not hurting anyone. I don't care. It doesn't make a difference to me. But just because you're a swinger doesn't mean you should be getting blowjobs on the internet. I just don't think that's a good idea. It's rife for error, as I think that Nick has found out. And so this is going to be a really quick stream. I just really wanted moral support as we went through this experience together because I didn't want to watch this by myself, all right? This is the Kino Casino. Oh, gosh. Naruto, finishing up your 5 p.m. stream. When Josh is on your stream next week, he'll probably ask, why is your opening song mocking Moms for Liberty? That's not a bad idea. We should do a song about Moms for Liberty. We should absolutely do that. That's actually a really great idea. I wouldn't even started that. Wouldn't even started that. Wouldn't even thought of that. So you know it's almost 1:30 in the morning because I'm like, words are coming together in all sorts of interesting ways. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. See, I don't listen to any of this internet gossip stuff. And quite frankly, I don't care who Nick is fucking. It makes absolutely no difference to me. I don't know the deal. Bring us up to speed, Lars. What is the too long did it read on this? No, we cannot we are putting in new rules for things that you're allowed to ask Joshua, okay? Because Joshua is worried about karma. We are not although it was happening live on the internet. I don't know. I'm going to ask Joshua about that and report back because it was live on the internet. So it's kind of like we're not talking about a private moment here. Maybe I'll ask Joshua in private and just report. I'll be like, Joshua, can you just psychic for me? No one needs to know about it. And then I'll tell you guys later. No, I shouldn't do that. That's horrible. I'm not going to do that. I swear to God, don't tell Joshua. I'm not going to do that. Swear to God. A small YouTuber girl got divorced and moved in with Nick and his wife for moral support, I believe. Well, okay, sure. Moral support. Yep. Okay. So this is the Kino Casino. And I'm kind of frankly like loath to watch the Kino Casino. I don't want to do it. But because and the reason is not that I like have anything personally against these guys. Like they haven't done anything to me. And actually they can be kind of funny, so I'm going to give them that. I don't think they're horrible people. I'm not like, you know, denouncing them or anything. I just don't typically like this type of content presented in this way because too much of it and it gets a little too mean-spirited for me, and I don't think being cruel on the internet is funny except when it is. And sometimes and listen, I'm being very self-aware. I know that I'm kind of being cruel on the internet tonight. I'm not my best self, okay? I'm not my best self right now. I understand that. I'm taking responsibility. I'm not saying I'm any better in this moment, but I don't live in this all day, every day. This is something that happens every once in a while for fun and to blow off steam. But generally speaking, I don't want to live in the world the way the Kino Casino lives in the world in terms of just watching other people and shitting on other people and all that stuff. It's just not my thing. It's a dessert. It's a luxury. It's not like an everyday, okay? You still love me, bot? Okay, I appreciate that. But this is the Kino Casino, and this is what they do. They watch people. They primarily were obsessed with Nick Fuentes for a long time. They basically built their show on A-logging Nick Fuentes, I think. And then they sometimes talk about people who orbit around Nick Fuentes, and they've recently, I think, added Nick Rekieta to their lineup because they needed to expand their content and all this stuff. And basically all they do is they watch these shows and they shit on people and make fun of them. And they have a good time doing it, and they have a casino theme and all that. And that's basically all I know. And if you want the gossip on what's going on, you can generally find it with them. So this isn't even their channel. I don't know why this guy has this clip on it, but this is the clip that I found. It's of the Kino Casino. And they're going to take us through some forensic analysis to try to figure out what Nick Rekieta was doing under the table. And so let's just dig into it and listen.
The bottle down now and stops doing drugs, which isn't going to happen. But let's say it did.
The sound crackling. I think I hit the plug-in with the sound. It makes the sound crackle because I forgot. Hang on, I'll reload. Just in case, we'll just get the reload out of the way because the
around from here. Because even if he puts the bottle down now and stops doing drugs, which isn't going to happen, but let's say it did, what's he going to do with April? Because April's going to need to get paid, or she.
Okay, there we
He's
go.
going to fucking spill all the beans.
Yeah.
Like everybody, he's going to have to pay off with NDAs.
Yes.
This is his only way out.
That's Andy
He
Worski.
needs to immediately quit drinking and doing drugs. He needs to find a way to strong arm Steel Toe Guy and his wife into signing NDAs that are ironclad. And then he needs to do a JF.
Yeah. Ash,
And
click
then
that
he can
share.
continue.
Okay, here we go. We're gonna unlink. We're gonna unlink this.
But then what does he do with the 5 kids after he gets rid of their mom? JF style.
Let's see. Okay, ready? I'm enhancing the audio of April. You ready?
All right.
Woo! Okay, even higher. Everyone, you ready? 30.
Whoa.
Enhance. 30. Enhance, bitch. Why? I can only 15 it. Don't worry, Ashton. Hold Alt. Double up the sound. You ready?
All right,
Here we go. Here we go.
The sniff.
And the stop.
The sniff. And she goes, stop.
Look.
Did you guys hear that? Could you guys hear that? You hear very softly, like, stop. And they're saying that was April that said stop. So April was under the desk. Did you guys hear that? Let me know if that came through. I had to turn the sound up on my headphones, like much, much louder to hear it. Oh, okay. We'll rewind. The husband of the chick who supposedly gave him head is supposed to be on Kino Casino with Medicare on Sunday. Oh, wow. Okay. Well, all right. Let's listen to that again.
Long arm Steel Toe Guy and his wife into signing NDAs that are ironclad. And then he needs. But then what does he do with the.
Okay, ready? I'm enhancing the audio of April. You ready?
All right.
Woo! Okay,
Stop.
even higher. Everyone, you ready? 30.
Whoa.
Enhance. 30. Enhance, bitch. Why? I can only 15 it. Don't worry, Ashton. Hold Alt. Double up the sound. You ready?
All right,
Here we go.
The sniff.
And the stop.
The sniff. And she goes,
Did you guys hear it that time? I know it's really soft. Bot, you heard it? Yeah, there's someone under that table for sure. You heard it, Sam? Mm-hmm. Yep. All right, let's continue.
stop.
Look.
So I did. It's over.
Ooh!
And then he responded to her.
Oh, it's her. That's her. That's her. It's exposed. That's not his wife. That's April. He's caught in 4K.
Bro, I can see it. Yeah, that Ash. Do you like the new segment, Enhansky?
Enhansky.
Okay, watch. Okay, let's see.
Son of it. In the stream. Go away. Why? Why would you do this?
She unplugged the router there.
She unplugged
The router because he said it's in there.
Because she was fucking busted once and for all. And Aaron knows she was there, and Aaron did basically confirm, because Aaron, with other stories that were against Rekieta and against her, he would say, "Oh no, that one's bullshit." But when it came to her living there, he didn't say anything to
Yeah.
debunk that.
Mhm.
So it's straight up confirmed. She's living there. She's fucking him. They're doing drugs together. It's absolute fucking degeneracy. It's absolute chaos. And this is
Now you guys understand why I needed to go live and I needed moral support to be able to get through this experience. But remember, according to the internet, some people on the internet, I'm the most crazy person on the internet. I've never had someone go down on me when I've been live on the internet. It's never happened. Yeah, he's got kids, bro. Well, I mean, there's truth to that as well. I haven't lived until I've had someone go down on me live on the internet. Well, I think I'll survive. It's much more comfortable when you're laying back in bed, though, isn't it? Like, you don't have to pretend and you can actually just enjoy it. No, that wasn't, apparently not. No. We thought it was his wife saying something to him, but it was not his wife. It was the woman under the desk.
this is a trap. There is no happy ending to this.
Buddy, this is a really fucking. That's her. Oh my God. This is now called Kino Casino Investigations.
It's still on.
Aren't you happy that I actually fucking did that? I was like, wait a
Yeah.
second. I could just fucking had an open premiere. It's on the second monitor, which is not the ultra wide. So
If you just got here, the Kino Casino has done some forensic analysis for us and are determining if Nick Rekieta was getting a blowjob by a woman that lives with him and his wife under the desk when he looked like he was jacking off, but apparently it was a blowjob. And we need these details for some reason. I'm not quite sure what, but maybe I'm just not being my best self. All right, fine.
It's
kind of
nuts
see
that it's like on point. Like, how do they explain a live-in cohort to their children? Maybe it is his fucked up breathing. Maybe it's a stretch.
wait, and that noise. Look.
Why is
I
my
know.
camera so on?
That's so. Okay.
I don't know, man. I think it is. I'm like 99% sure. I'm like 99.
Oh, you're saying go back to 1 minute and 30. We missed it. It's apparently right at 1:30. I don't know, man. I'm not really hearing it.
No, that's him breathing.
I'm gonna say this about the Kino Casino. I know I've never watched them on the channel before because I just haven't, but like there is something rather endearing about the Kino Casino. Like they're like these like nerdy Canadian guys that are just like nerding out on the internet. And there is something that's actually kind of adorable about it, even though they're kind of just like spending all their time dragging people down and making fun of people and all that stuff. And I don't co-sign any of that, but like there is something just they have an endearing quality, I suppose.
Isn't it?
Thoughts on G?
Whoa, sorry, that was loud.
Why would you do this?
What?
Why now?
Listen, okay, wait. Why would you do this? Why now?
So why now? Praised. Make Cantini is praised.
What? He looks down.
Why would you do this? Why now?
She's like, so she's trying to unzip his pants.
Yeah.
In that moment, yeah.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
Oh my God. You could hear it like under the table, like her head's hitting the top of the table. Okay. There's one more thing I'm gonna do with this. I'm sorry, guys. I'm gonna need some.
Like with the arm, did he have his hand on her head and he was like pushing her head up and down? Is that what was going on? Who do you think scolded him the hardest, his wife or his lawyers after seeing this, knowing Monty will use it? Yeah, that's a whole other thing. But no, I'm serious. Like, I bet he had his hand on her head and he was pushing it up, and you can't see it while I'm wearing a black shirt, but like he was doing like this.
Some subs though for this, okay? I think so.
I mean, I'm leaning it about 1 minute and 30 seconds. They're saying in the video, I'm leaning towards he was jacking it. To tell you the truth,
No.
All right.
Okay. Okay.
Why would you do this? Why now?
Okay. We're gonna go like this. We're gonna go like. Okay. We're gonna go like this. We're
I
gonna-
mean, right now, 77% are saying she sucked him off.
I think so. I think so.
Hello, person that I've never seen chat into my channel before. No one forced you to click on this thumbnail. No one is forcing you to watch this video. If you don't want to watch it, go watch something else. You've literally never participated in my chat before, therefore I do not care about your opinion. If you want me to care about your opinion, then come when I'm doing a normal stream and or pay me money, and then I will start to care about your opinion. But if you're just here to be like, why are we watching this? You didn't have to click on the thumbnail, bro. Go watch something else. Real simple. It's called being an adult. I'm gonna rewind a little bit.
I think so. I think so. You can hear the. No! Look.
No!
You can hear there's some loud moments. You were like,
No!
She-
No!
no,
No! No!
he didn't come. He didn't come.
No! It really
He
happened.
didn't come. But she's sucking.
Oh,
She's sucking
my
his dick,
fuck.
but he's not coming. But watch. You can hear. You can hear the look right here.
No. No.
I definitely heard it. Did anyone else hear it? I definitely heard it. This is so awful. You heard it, bot? Did anyone else hear it? I know, right? Oh my god. Okay, we're gonna listen again. We're gonna don't worry. Hang on, we'll go back a little bit.
You can hear. You can hear the look right here.
No. No.
You can hear the.
You can really hear it there. Oh. That makes you blocked from my channel, bro. You're trying to spoil our good time. Go away. We found someone tell James Lindsay we found the Gnostic sex cult. Yeah, we found the Gnostic sex cult. His hand was on her head and he was pushing the head up and down. That's what was going on. Yeah, I understand. Uh-huh. Good gravy. listen to that again.
He's not coming, but watch. You can hear. You can hear the look right here.
No. No.
You can hear the.
At 131, it's right there. Whoa. Man. Like, what in the fuck is Lady Rockets thinking?
Are you
What are his kids thinking?
ending me? The whole chat's going.
Hang on. John, get some headphones. If you can't hear it, like, get some headphones. We'll listen again. Maybe I'm sure they'll play it again. So go put on some headphones. It's easier to hear it.
This is crazy. This is insane. Guilty. Like, chat here. I'm just gonna put this. I'm gonna post this individually just on fucking Twitter.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
this needs to be on Twitter. I don't even know if I could head on YouTube. Everyone, what do you think? Like, everyone, just tell Twitter. Tell Twitter. Go.
All right,
Guilty.
listen. You'll tell Aaron, my brother. You can't just live like you got to do something, man. You got to do something. You can't.
We'll
just
listen
let
to it
this
again if they don't replay it.
Your wife is divorcing you and she's sucking off Rekieta under the desk while he's drunk and on coke. Do something.
I do have to admit that there are these times on Kino Casino, like, and again, I haven't watched a lot of it because it's just not my thing, but like I've watched some of it. There are some times when PPP, who is the guy on the left, he gives sage advice to people. And he's like 100% right every time he's giving sage advice, but he's doing it in such a dickish way that you don't want him to be right. But like he's talking right now to the, I guess, soon to be ex-husband or already ex-husband of the woman who is under Nick Rekieta's desk, and he's saying, bro, let's have a talk. Your wife is sucking off Nick Rekieta. There's just something very endearing about it. I want to listen to it again. I'm sorry. Oh, shit.
All right,
Guilty.
listen. You'll tell Aaron, my brother. You can't just live like you got to do something, man. You got to do something. You can't just let this stand, man. Your wife is divorcing you and she's sucking off Rekieta under the desk while he's drunk and on coke. Do something, bro.
He's right.
Please.
Listen, that there is no fucking, like, I had a hint at it, but you can hear the.
Yeah.
But you hear the belt
do something,
jingling.
bro.
You hear the belt jingling.
Do you
Look,
really? Listen.
listen.
Again. That's his belt. That's his belt. That's a belt being unbuckled.
No, I think it's already. I think it's already unbuckled, and then while
God,
she's
I need to listen to that again. Sorry.
at it, but you can hear the. But you hear the belt jingling. You hear the belt jingling. Look,
Do you really? Listen.
listen.
Again. That's his belt. That's his belt. That's a belt being unbuckled.
Apparently the wife was sleeping upstairs. Is my understanding of the situation.
No, I think it's already. I think it's already unbuckled, and then while she's sucking it, it's like she's hitting the end of it. It's like,
Belt buckle. He's right. Yep.
In his face, man. Like, you don't make that. Let's be real. You don't really make that face, Jackie. When you're getting socked, you start making the faces he's making.
Yeah.
John, did you hear it that time? I definitely heard it that time. I feel like he enhanced it even more. Did everyone hear it that time? Yeah, I think they're swingers. I mean, the wife knows that she lives there. I don't think this is some secret. All right, let's listen again.
In his face, man. Like, you don't make that. Let's be real. You don't really make that face, Jackie. When you're getting socked, you start making the faces he's making.
Yeah.
Hang on. Carlin, just tuning in. Are you familiar with Patrick Melton and the Nobody Likes Onions podcast? He's been documenting the downfall of April and Aaron for over a year now. I am not familiar with that, Colin, but thank you for that tip. I'm taking a screenshot of that so I look into it later. I appreciate it, bro. Guys, if you are enjoying this very brief late night stream that will be ending probably pretty soon because I need to go to bed. I'm very tired. But please mount the like button for me. Please make sure you subscribe to the channel. I'll talk about something that doesn't have to do with getting blowjobs live on the internet around 5 p.m. Eastern time today. So if you want to come back for real content, we do serious things too. Don't let this fool you. This is just a special treat.
Why is my camera so on? Trying to shut the show down. I'm like, oh, we'll play the credits. No. What we'll do is we'll sit here.
He looked down.
What we'll do is we'll sit here. Guys,
Oh.
here's credits.
Rottweiler found a
Oh my God, Nick's drunk.
watch. Hang
Yes.
on.
Wait.
What a greasy fucking mess.
Here's credits.
Oh my god.
Hang on. Let me unlink this, delete this, boost this portion. She's still doing it.
Oh my God, Nick's drunk. Yes. Cool. I'll do it at your kids' family thing or whatever. Why would you hire me as a babysitter? Don't. You should hire me though. Is that an asshole? An asshole.
Case closed.
Yeah, is guilty.
It's case closed.
So, what do you guys think? Did Nick Rekieta get a blowjob under the table from April? Is that what we think happened? Rottweiler just sent me a 26 minute video about the downfall of Nick Rekieta. Hang on. Rottweiler just sent me a video about the downfall of Nick Rekieta. It's about half an hour long. Maybe we can watch it for a few minutes just to see. We're already here. Why not? I mean, that was like the main thing I wanted to look at is if he got the blowjob. And now Rottweiler wants me to watch this video. And, you know, Rottweiler usually gives pretty good advice. Her husband, Aaron, had an extremely unhinged podcast this evening. Like, how long was it? Remember, guys, Hormaxer isn't gay. Yeah. What is the name of their podcast? What is a DSP? People keep referencing this and I don't know what it means because I don't follow this stuff. Oh God. All right, let's watch this.
And I've been able to make more and more videos. And an unspoken of reason why I went from working 80 hours doing multiple jobs. Just
Why are we
trying
getting an advertisement?
to-
Okay.
Old Nick was what me, which followed with the taste buds that taste my
Okay.
product. The reason I was able to take off was thanks to old Nick Rekieta. Old Nick was someone I started watching in 2019 when the controversy between Vic Mignogna, the voice actor of Broly from Dragon Ball, and Monica Rial, the voice of Bulma, erupted. Old Nick was what has been dubbed a YouTube lawyer, which nowadays carries a much different connotations than it did back then. Why did I continue to watch Old Nick? Because aside from the anime stuff, back then he was smart, funny, witty. He explained the law in ways that was easy for a simpleton to understand.
Oh,
we held many.
wait, Human Centipede. Human Centipede. Go back and watch the stream from the beginning, because it appears some forensic analysis was done, and it appears as though Nick wasn't jacking off under the table. He was getting a blowjob from a woman who was not his wife under the table.
Similar values, which, I must admit, I don't necessarily hold on to anymore, and he's a prime example as to why. This is not a political talk, so I won't go into the details, but Nick, you are definitely a prime libertarian, and I'm not saying that as a compliment. Overall, old Nick seemed like a genuinely good, entertaining guy, someone whose videos I look forward to every day. To show my appreciation, I one day sent him a box of tea. I didn't hear anything back, but I expected that. I was a random nobody sending a random gift. Then, several months later, I was pleasantly shocked as he gave me a shout out on his show.
We'll get started in earnest in just a second, but there is something that I haven't done, and I feel like a jerk for not doing it, because someone sent me a very, very nice gift a while back, and I got it, and my kids stole it. And I really want to thank the person who sent it to me, especially because it's a business, and it's a business that some of you might enjoy. So this came from the Dragon's Treasure, and they make tea, and they sent me a bunch of tea. And so I want to certainly, like when I say they sent me tea, they didn't send me little Lipton bags, right? Look at this. It's premium loose leaf tea, individually packaged. This is a haven. Their tagline is a haven for anime and tea lovers. True. The Dragon's Treasure says, I freaking love you, Nick.
God.
Hey, that's the tea man right there. Dragon's Treasure, I am sorry for taking so long to do this, but I'm glad we had a good audience for that, and we'll probably have a lot of subsequent audience. I wish you the best. I can't wait to drink some of this tea.
My business was
He's lost
minuscule
so
up
much
until
weight.
that point. I had no idea what was going on with these multiple orders all rolling in around 11:30 at night, until someone left a note with the order saying Rekieta Law sent me. This was April 1st, and was an incredible breath of life into my store, just as the lockdowns cut off almost all other sources of revenue. The next major event, thanks to Old Nick, was August 2020, my 5th year anniversary, where I took a risk on something. I tried to get permission beforehand, but I couldn't get a hold of him. But I sent this super chat and got this reaction.
Let's do these chats here. The Dragon's Treasure says, Nick, your last shout out gave us the best non-convention month ever. Wow. Starting August 1st tonight, we're celebrating our 5th year anniversary, and would love it if you help us celebrate it. We were looking to one day be a staple without bending the knee to the mob or diddling little kids, which seems to be the standard nowadays. Guys, if nothing else, guys, if you have not heard a more based and red-pilled ad read than that, so it is. That was fantastic. That was fantastic.
There were no contract signings, nothing but my word to him, and he allowed it. Naturally, for that year and every following year, I paid him what I agreed to pay him, along with bonuses. This blew the store up, and was the first time my store began to rake in real living wage money. On that same month, I don't know if this is related or purely coincidence, but on this channel, my Naruto video, and by extension my YouTube channel, blew up as well. I managed to have a video cross 100,000 views before I was even monetized. Ain't that something? I would, at random times, set up more super chat coupon codes, where I tended to make a joke with the code more often than not. Some people found it annoying, and I do get it, but most loved it. Most of the people on my Discord discovered me through Rekieta, and he is still probably where half of my customer base originally came from. Thanks to him, after 2020, I was able to devote more time to the YouTube channel and make more videos. Now, vids that would have taken me over a month to complete, I could get it done in about a week because I didn't have to work the odd jobs as much anymore. This also allowed me to invent what was essentially a new type of advertising, one that I still use to this day, Super Chat advertisements. A $20 Super Chat could net me as much as over $3,000 in sales, like it did during the
Wow.
biggest event for both Rekieta and myself. The next big event happened in November 2021, the Kyle Rittenhouse trial.
It wasn't until you pointed your gun at him, advanced on him, with your gun, now your hands down, pointed at him, and he fired, right?
Correct.
Oh shit! That's it. Directed
That's
verdict. Directed verdict on all the murder charges. Kyle knows.
Yeah.
Directed verdict on the murder charges.
He just exhaled. Kyle he looks like he's gonna cry.
How do you not acquit after that?
Look at bigger. Look at bigger. Look at big boy.
Oh,
man.
big boy!
Oh, big boy. No donuts today, buddy.
A historic event for this country. Nick Rekieta, who is still old Nick at this point, pioneered something that downright changed the landscape of this corner of YouTube. He live-streamed the entire court trial, bringing on other lawyers to discuss the case in real time, give their legal opinions and insights, and do so in a way that the layman can understand. He didn't set out to do anything special, but he more than likely helped shape the trial itself, and at its peak had over 100,000 people watching. That is massive. Mind-blowingly massive. He got to go into Timcast IRL, spoke with Glenn Beck, made all the media rounds, and I was truly happy for him. I initially didn't want to do any coupon code during this time, as I felt it would be too inappropriate, but several folks convinced me otherwise. I okayed it with him beforehand, and thanks to proper timing, I created the now famous coupon code that is still mentioned to me to this day: 4 doors, more whores.
But speaking of super chats,
Wow.
the Dragon's Treasure says YouTube is censoring real message. Text sent to Twitter DM. Feel free to read when you deem appropriate. Well, I know that Dragon's Treasure will never send an appropriate super chat, but let me read it real quick here. He says, "Hello, humble anime-themed tea peddler here. Been a supporter of Mr. Rekieta for a few years." Oh, I see why they wouldn't accept this. This is long. For a few years now, and he has treated me too kind. He's given good graces to let me grift during his historic event. I make and sell anime-themed loose leaf teas and tea accessories, vouched by me, Nick, himself, for being good, and maybe by some people on the current panel. Visit thedragonstreasure.com and use the appropriate coupon code 4 doors more whores on the website to get 10% off your next order. And part of every sale will be fed back to the Rekieta family.
Nice.
He also
Nice,
has an
Kurt.
anime. He has an
I'm
anime.
gonna help pimp here.
But
A Dragon's
in all
Treasure.
honesty,
Nice.
the Dragon's Treasure, he does have very good tea. Does he not, Kurt?
Yes. Yes, he
Honestly, this is making me so sad to watch because it's like actually a really nice story about how like this guy kind of like just built a small business that can support him and his family, and Nick Rekieta was I totally get this, man. Oh, I get this because I've been let down by so many of these people. And I understand this is a little bit of a different letdown than the way that I've been let down by people who like bigger name people that had me on their shows or anything like that. And it's like you feel it's just like it's disappointing when all idols have clay feet, right? It's disappointing when your heroes spiral downward, and it's sad.
He does have some wonderful tea and some wonderful flavors. For example, this one, Phoenix Ash, or this one, that's also wonderful, Earl Grey tea with vanilla cream. That's been very exciting in my life.
I like
So you can
Elixir of the
you can
Gods.
go-
I want to try Earl Grey with vanilla cream.
It's very
I like
good
Earl Grey
tea.
tea.
And he did ask if he could send a super chat, and I said, of course you can, because
I was an adventurer like you until I was shot in the knee.
I had to cut the clip short because they went on for several minutes about my tea and things relating to it. That month was the most successful month I have ever had, where I made almost as much in that month as I did in all of 2019. It was the month where I stopped driving for Uber and Lyft, and almost the month where I stopped renting out my apartment to Airbnb. But I had one more guest after that solidified me never doing it again, but that story is irrelevant here. I could finally put all my focus into the business and the YouTube channel, and boy did I make both of those grow. It wasn't all easy, but it allowed me to upgrade my business in the background so I could make and complete orders much faster. It helped me finally move out of Illinois and down to Texas 4 to 5 months later. Both of these moments, the 5th-year anniversary coupon and the Rittenhouse coupon, put me on the map. Other trial events, such as the Johnny Depp trial, kept my momentum going, and it was a strong momentum that I rode until April 2023, where finally Biden's economy became too much for everyone. I had also met old Nick in person during Anime Matsuri, where I again thanked him for everything he had done for me. And regardless of what I say later in this video, all of this is true and will always remain true. I don't know where I would be without what old Nick did for me, with the immeasurable stress that was going on in my life.
I think this is kind of just like a reminder, and this is something that we've been talking about in regards to James Lindsay, because for a lot of people who watch my channel and my content on a regular basis, James Lindsay was hugely influential for a lot of us and was someone we turned to a couple years ago, and then he spiraled downward into grifting retardia ever since then. And I think it's not quite the same as alcoholism, but it's a different type of downward spiral, and the disappointment is just the same, right? It's like you have these people who really, I mean, help you and teach you, and you want that person that was so impactful in your life and for your perspective, and in this case for your business, to remain the same person. And I think it's, you know, kind of a good reminder that a lot of people go through this, and it's okay to be, you don't have to let go of the parts of the person that you really appreciated and that really helped you out. You can hang on to that. That's all real. That all happened. But you can do that at the same time as saying, what's going on right now isn't okay for any number of reasons. And that's okay, because people are complicated and people have multiple facets. And oh God, don't even get me started. I will rant about it all night. Yeah, I heard about this. I want to watch this at some point, but not tonight.
From 2018 until that trial, where I began my 80-hour workdays, gaining 100 pounds in a single year after leaving my personal training job and stopping all physical activity whatsoever. Just so I could sit in front of a computer or inside of a car, my body became a broken wreck. And all of it seemingly for nothing, barely even surviving. Without old Nick finally shining a light so others can see me, it is very possible that I would be lying in a casket underground with an extra bullet-shaped hole in my skull. As a heads up, the middle portion of this video will have little to no visual edits, as there's not really much I can do, so you only really need to listen. I'll let you know when I start doing video edits again. Of course, you probably noticed that up until now, I've been using the term old Nick, because at some point, Nick Rekieta of yesteryear changed into the Nick Rekieta of today. Many speculate on when the change happened. When did we switch from Rekieta Law to Rekieta Law Shippuden? I personally believe, as do many others, it was when he came back from a vacation after the Johnny Depp trial. It was clear something about that trial, combined with unknown goings-on in his personal life, really did a number on him. It drained him. So he went on a much-deserved, much-needed vacation. When he came back, he did seem different. I thought it was a good difference, in fact. But, slowly but surely, everyone began to see the changes, not only in the shows, but to Nick. Certain moral principles he held on to, he no longer believed in. I think the most prominent example is when, in the past, he would say that you should never post any nudes on the internet, never show your ankles and chin in the same picture, things along those lines. And then he goes and posts a
Oh, thank you, Colin. I mean, I don't see you on the chat regularly or in the comments, but I do appreciate this. I mean, I don't know. I don't know who he is, but I can look into it. I mean, maybe it could be interesting for like a psychological analysis type of thing. But I appreciate the kind words.
picture with a whiskey bottle in his butt. The Johnny Depp stream brought with it a whole host of wine moms, a completely different audience than what he was used to. There was a lot of butt posting and flashing going on locals that he, a married man who would have been opposed to them doing this in the past, but now he encouraged it, and even joined in, along with his wife. No, I'm not going to show Lady Racket's butt cheeks, a sentence I would never have thought possible at one point. There was also the character in the chat named Mandy, which Rekieta, on multiple drunken occasions, talked about how he would totally bang her if it wasn't for him being married already.
Wasn't Mandy, was I to understand that Mandy was catfishing Nick and was actually a man? I feel like I heard about Mandy at some point. Yeah, he said he posted a whiskey bottle in his butt, and yeah, he did. Hmm. Yeah, Mandy was a dude that was catfishing him. Man D. Mm-hmm. Man D. I hadn't put that together yet. Okay, fine.
Betty.
Camelot, hey, do you know Mandy?
Yeah.
How can someone not know Mandy?
She has nice tits.
Mandy is
That she
so
does.
fucking gorgeous.
Would eat that ass.
Oh my god. Mandy, if I were single, Mandy, you would never be single again. Mandy, if I were not married, girl, I would wreck you. I would save you. I would do whatever on earth. I would do
Also-
whatever on earth to praise you.
I mean, he would really go on about it. Eventually, it came out that Mandy was a dude who catfished him for years. His Discord became a raging dumpster fire, one which I decided to leave before he ended up nuking it, because he had no care or desire to maintain it. The alcoholism became overwhelming. Whereas in the past, you'd catch him on rare occasion being so drunk he began to slur his words, it became the norm on his show. The amounts of broken promises became a running meme. I'll bring back the Chad Dad stream. I'll bring back the Big Brain panel. I'll do the 24-hour stream I promised. I'll do this. I'll do that. At this point, the meme became, if Rekieta said he was going to do something, you know that something was not going to get done. He, the YouTube lawyer, stopped talking about legal topics and instead began to talk about things that no one in his old audience wanted to hear him talk about. But the new Wine Mom certainly did. He would talk about disturbing sex toys, most infamously the Baldo, begging his wife in various ways, including with the Baldo.
What the fuck is a Baldo? Did we hear about... I feel like we heard about... What the fuck is a Baldo? Someone educate me. What is a Baldo? Oh, good. This bodes well. What the fuck is a Baldo? Someone need a dildo attached to the balls? Why? What does it do? You put your balls into a dildo that holds your balls. But why? Does it work? Has anyone tried it? Like, have any men in the chat? I'm honestly asking. Like, okay, let me know if someone has actually tried it in the chat. It's okay to admit it. You're all anonymous anyway. What the fuck is a ballgasm? Okay, okay, we're moving on.
Or in a sex swing. And let me be clear, he would seriously just go on and on and on and on and on again about begging his wife. If it wasn't about the sex swing or the Baldo or whatever else, it would be non-stop relationship advice, much of which came off as disconnected boomer talk. Even the off-the-cuff ramblings that he used to do, which I myself loved, became less and less interesting until they became more and more boring or even just annoying. It was like his quick wits began to fade with each passing night along with his liver. Eventually, I found myself questioning, why am I listening anymore? Nothing here interests me anymore. In fact, it often disgusts me. But I could not forget what he did for me, so I stuck it out for as long as I could. I tried defending Nick, who had began to turn into the very low cow he used to make fun of, but he kept going down the drain. Why I think this happened, a combination of his poor time management of the Rittenhouse and Depp trials that broke him mentally and physically, combined with the mind-blowing success he suddenly gained. Along with the Rumble exclusive contracts, dude must have been making 7 figures at this point, but because of all this, he became apathetic, lethargic, and overall corrupted. I went from listening to every show he did to now maybe 1 or 2 a week if it looked like he was actually going to talk about something law related or culture related. I still did the coupon codes, But while it was still a good amount coming in, the amount I was getting was notably less with each passing month, as he continued to alienate and even insult his previous fan base, which included a lot of anime weebs.
See, this is a good lesson, I think, for people who want to create content on the internet. When you create high quality content, you attract an audience to you that typically has a higher level of disposable income. And so you might attract a smaller audience, but if that smaller audience has a higher level of disposable income because like they're just like more responsible adults and that's just the way it goes sometimes, you can do quite well in terms of super chats, in terms of like merchandise sales, in terms of like monetizing things that are off of YouTube. Like I have my Substacks and stuff like that, like one-time donations, things like that, because they have a higher level of disposable income and they want to use that income to support you and what you're doing because they like your content and they enjoy it and all that stuff. And so you can have a smaller, more focused audience and be just as successful, honestly, from a financial perspective, as some channels who maybe have more subscribers, maybe have a larger audience, but their content is shit and they appeal to a really shitty audience. Like okay, so Pearl is an example of this, just Pearly Things. Pearl has almost 2 million people following her on 2 million subscribers on YouTube, but she's demonetized on YouTube, so she's not earning ad revenue. She has an audience that isn't like, that isn't the type where I think they're probably sending in donations or they're buying stuff or things like that. Because the reason that those 2 million people are watching Pearl is most of them hate Pearl. Let's just be honest. They're like hate watching because she's crazy. And then the other ones may be simps, but probably don't have as much disposable income as some other people. And it's not to say that she has no one with disposable income. Everyone has audience with disposable income, and that's fine. But if you have a large audience that makes less money or is just a lower quality, you're not going to make as much money as someone with a smaller audience that audience is a higher quality and has a higher level of disposable income. So it's not always about a numbers game. Sometimes it's about making sure the wrong people stay away by blocking them, not allowing them in, stuff like that. Well, the Kino Casino has kind of a little bit of an edge because the Kino Casino makes a business of making fun of people that a lot of people really hate. So they're kind of like an exception to the rule in that they have an audience that will pay the Kino Casino to shit on the people that they hate the most. And the people that hate their targets, they really hate them, like to an excessive degree. And so I think that's kind of like one of the exceptions to the rule, probably. Kino Casino also has like big dollar value backers because there are all these people with money that hate Nick, that hate Ethan Ralph, and Ethan Ralph used to be like one of their targets, right? But then he turned on Nick and all this stuff, like whatever. So there are people that will literally pay these guys just to shit on their enemies.
Because the Big Trial was one of the 3 major events of his channel that helped blow him up. Channels like Legal Vices or Steph the Ultra Nerd, that were about 20% of his size at the time, were bringing in more numbers. Finally, an event happened that just made me give up. I'm not going to rehash the entire event, so I'm just going to do some quick bullet points. A frequent guest of his, named Camelot, also known as Kumalot due to him being a sex-obsessed homewrecker.
There's a salacious allegation in the chat, Camelot, that you, sir, are a homewrecker.
What?
Yes.
Oh my God! What did you do?
You
How
wrecked
did you wreck
my
a
home.
I don't
Wait.
know. Are they talking about a specific thing?
I don't know. Apparently, you're having sex with a bunch of married women.
Oh yeah. So
Had the VTuber Pipkin Pippa on his show. Someone Nick previously wanted on his show, but her boss said no. Many people decried such a choice initially. Old Nick and Pipkin Pippa would have made for an amazing show, but now we understand it a little bit better. Anyway, Kumalot is one of those people who would do anything for a good grift. He will tell you in that totally ironic but not ironic tone of voice that side of YouTube always does, that everything is just purely for the money. Nothing else matters. VTubers bring in a lot of views and cash. So after the interview, he kept trying to do what he could to keep getting her attention. Finally, he did something that crossed the line. He posted a pic of someone else claiming it was Pippa, and she was over at his house. For many reasons, even joking about exposing a VTuber's identity is strictly taboo, more so than in any other industry I've found. It would have been all well and good if Kumalat apologized like a normal person, but there's no grift in that. So he insulted her entire company in a fake apology. Rekieta had some not nice things to say as well on a livestream. I and many others did not like what he had to say, but whatever. The matter seemed like it was done. On a Friday night, I can't remember if it was the same week as the Kumalat Pippa event, or if it was the next week, but some time had passed since then. Not one, but two massive, impactful Supreme Court rulings dropped on that day. I wanted to know more about what were the ramifications of these events. Nick had a show on that night. The title of the show was about the rulings. He listed some other lawyers that will be on to talk about it. I was happy and excited. This is what made me fall in love with Nick's streams. Next morning, I put the show on, and to my surprise, Kumalat is on. For over an hour, with the other disinterested lawyers no less. Rekieta and Kumalat talk non-stop about Pippa, FaZe Connect, and VTubers as a whole, including the fanbase. They were insulting and degrading the entire time. Nick does something he's become infamous for at this point. He starts talking out of his butt about things he does not know anything about, like VTuber contracts and companies and all the behind-the-scenes dealings, but he pretends like he's been an expert on it. Finally, after an hour of insults, someone tries to get the topic onto the Supreme Court rulings. Nick barely utters half a sentence on them and moves on. That's it. 2 landmark decisions. And he instead decides to do the thing he totally hates doing, guys. The thing he somehow always wrapped up in, even though he tries oh so hard to avoid drama. It wasn't like he was just making some funny jabs at the VTubers. I mean, he was really digging into the community. From that point on, I decided that's it. The rampant alcoholism, the constant non-stop discomforting sex talk, the insults. This was not the same man as 2 years ago, let alone 4, not by a long shot. I decided to quietly cut my ties. No longer support. No longer do coupon codes. Let's make no mistake. Even though his sales were drying up to less than half of what they once were, that was still tens of thousands of dollars every year that I had just walked away from. At this point in 2023, thanks to the crashing economy, my income was already down by almost 50% compared to the start of the year. So me walking away from all that money on a moral and principled stance, financially, it hurt. If you want to help me ease that pain a little bit, check out the website I keep going on about, The Dragon's Treasure, link down below. If you support someone who chose principles over money in a time when he really needed that money, let me see it, because boy do I feel all that loss of revenue. Over 100 teas, we also have coffee, and now soaps, handmade by yours truly. Unlike the aforementioned people, I'm not going to call this a grift, because I actually do love what I do. I don't have contempt for my core audience. If I had $1 billion, I would not retire. I would still want to run this company, and the spirit of what I'm doing is more important than the money.
Oh, look at
as
those.
I painfully
That's
showcased
cool.
last summer. So buy some
Hang
teaching.
on. Look at all these. Look at this. I've never seen those are loose leaf tea bags shaped like an owl and shaped like a skull. I've never seen it shaped like a submarine. Those are cool. Look, he's got a squirrel. Loose leaf tea is honestly so much better than regular tea. I used to be big into loose leaf tea. I haven't really been doing loose leaf tea lately, but maybe I should start doing loose leaf tea again because it's really effing good and you can mix it and you can make some cool concoctions with it. Those are cool though.
Edits. Have things gotten better with Nick? God no. I haven't been hate watching Nick as some of his former fans have, but clips would occasionally come by my timeline, or people would send me things. At one point I actually had to tell somebody stop sending me these things, so I would get them almost on a daily basis. He has continued to alienate not only his fans, but former friends.
There are very few YouTubers out there that I will still talk to. I know people are like, no one associates with Rekieta. Guys,
Well, you shouldn't buy them on Amazon through China. You should support small business people that are doing because running a small business is really hard. Don't send your money to China. Come on.
stopped associating with so many people. You know why? Because they're dishonest.
He became Low Cow of the Year in 2023 on Kiwo Farms because of this downward spiral. He decided to team up with people like Juju the Cow, also known as Dick Masterson, and Vito, a man who has gone to uncomfortable lengths defending the movie Cuties and referring to those who go after children as we. These men prove that you don't need talent, skill, or looks to be successful. Just hate farm and drama farm and pay pigs will follow. He's gone after YouTuber and comic book creator Eric July repeatedly, non-stop, in many drunken rants, over essentially nothing. I've never given a dime to Eric, so I don't really have a reason to be on his side, But the amount Nick, Juju, and Vito have gone after this man's business is astounding, and is enough to piss off anybody at this point. The way Rekieta decided to start defending the movie Cuties.
I covered this yesterday on my live stream, and we watched the trailer, and I determined that basically everyone involved should get the gas. Like you said, there could be a daring and brave decision to do something, and it can still be unacceptable, and it can still be exploitative, and it can still put children at risk. And one of the key reasons that child porn is banned is not just the damage done to the children who's a victim of the particular photography. It's the idea that creating the market around the exploited children exposes more children to exploitation, and children are particularly vulnerable and unable to protect themselves. A lot of people shit on Vito for his staunch defense of cuties also.
We're gonna need him up against the wall. Vito can go up against the wall.
Yeah.
I have no chill on cuties, man.
None. Well, you don't want like 12-year-old girls being encouraged into thoughtery by a movie?
It's not child pornography, and it's artistic under the meaning given by the Supreme Court on its obscenity. The right fruit thing is weird, but I guess I need to see the context. Rekieta has finally, with no more bridge left with me, being left on red, has gone through and finally committed to the shtick. And he is now firmly on Team Juju the Cow, Team Christopher Gozaldi the pedophile. And he's now defending cuties as an artistic expression, criticizing the sexual exploitation of children by sexually exploiting children, by having crotch shots on 11-year-olds in leotards. They're making a point about Hollywood or some shit.
And even grave desecration are further signs of his decline. This video's length is already much longer than I intended it to be. I was going to go into even more detail, show more videos of a drunken Nick, showcasing more hypocrisy, talking about specific events, like how he drunkenly attacked the trust of a man who reached out to him because he wanted to off himself. But many videos have been done on this already. And the point of all this, believe it or not, is not to bash Nick. What sparked this is what happened on a stream on Tuesday, May 20th, where Nick became whatever this is.
Why would you do this? Why now?
That's not the man who helped my tiny tea store all those years ago. That's not the man who so many found to be intelligent, informative, funny, and capable of communicating complex topics to an uninformed, reasonable audience. I made this video, Nick, because you're going to see it. You're probably going to live react to it on stream if the right people pick up on it. Hearing what I'm saying from people who don't give a damn about you probably doesn't mean anything. So maybe hearing it from someone who owes so much to you will. You need help. You are not in a good space at all. You are an alcoholic, and a bad one at that. I don't know what you're taking, but you're taking some kind of a drug. I heard about how you decided to take January off from drinking, but you decided to change that to you'll take January off from drinking on stream. I don't even know if you held on to even that. You are missing more shows than you're making, which I am sure goes against your contract. Your weird, over-the-top lies, like your 107-degree temperature or whatever you claim to have, are getting worse and worse. I don't know what else it will take for you to realize this, but you more than likely do need to go to rehab. And afterwards, you're going to have to make a lot of apologies to a lot of people. No, not any woke mob, and not to people who only want to see your downfall. Your friends, your family, your audience, the ones who still care about you. I want you to once again be a man I can happily say that I support, not someone that I have to apologize and make excuses for that I used to support. You were a good family man, and even though I'm not a Christian, I still viewed you as one of the better examples of a man with a strong Christian base. This is not the style of content I normally make. If you expect more of these drama videos, there's no point in subscribing. To any former fans who found me after so much time,
Let's hang on. Let's do this. Let's do this. Let's take a I'm gonna look around this guy's store. The dragon thedragonstreasure.com. It's just so sad, man. I'm gonna look around this guy's store while we debrief for a minute. It's so listen, I know we're laughing and I know we're kind of having a good time with it, and again, like I've watched Nick Rekieta pile on to people before when they were in a bad place, and so do I feel like badly about that? Not really, if I'm honest, but like you just kind of hate to see this happen to anyone. Let's see, what tea does this guy have? What kind of tea do you guys like? I don't know. What do you guys think about all this in the chat? What are you thinking about Nick Rekieta? I want that Earl Grey tea with vanilla. That actually sounded pretty. Candy cane. Candy apple. I bet that's good. Christmas in a cup. Yeah. I know. It's like it's not funny. There are parts of it that are funny, and I think it's okay to have it be funny for a minute, and but it's really not funny. Cactus tea. I don't know if I've had cactus tea before. Des God apple tea. Devil fruit neutralizer. They've got sampler packs. Let me see some of their accessories. Tea wares. It's funny, but it's not. Exactly. It's funny, but it's not. It's sad. I mean, was he always a grifter, do you think? I don't know what that is, Angel Eyes. I bet they do have hibiscus tea, Laura. Here, let me put this, I'll put the link in the chat if people want to check this out and peruse this guy's tea and help him out. Again, you should always support like small businesses if you can. I haven't had loose leaf tea. These look like nice infusers. Oh, these infusers are the best. I have one of these. So in these infusers, you put the loose leaf tea in here, and you fill it with hot water, and you let it sit and steep. And then there's a hole in the bottom, and you put this just on like the top of your mug, and the tea goes down the bottom and into your mug. And it's really convenient. Electric kettles are also good. Novelty infusers. I don't know that I think Nick is a grifter. I think he's just a drunk. I agree with that. And I think it's sad. It's definitely sad. I once enjoyed the trial coverage of LawTube. Nick was very entertaining and good to smaller YouTube channels. I mean, people kept telling me to reach out to him, and I never really did because I just wasn't interested in doing it. It wasn't a personal thing. Oh, look at the sloth. Oh my God, I want the sloth. I love sloth. Sloth are the best. Sloth are like the coolest animal ever. They've got a shark. Oh, these are fun. A pug. Let's see. Let's look at some black tea. Actually, let's look at their sample packs. That'll have like their best recommended tea. If I were this guy, I would make his store simpler to navigate. There are too many options, honestly. I feel like I'm overwhelmed with choice. Let's see. Earl Grey. This is the one I want. Earl Grey vanilla cream. That looks really nice. That's a good price, too. All right. Well, good to know. I'm going to order myself some tea. Yeah, I don't like that, though. At all. They got pissed at me. I got nominated for a grifty. my first year doing this, and there was a show of Nothing Remotely Controversial with Joshua where everyone in my audience just kept voting for me for the grifty over and over and over again. And I started out like I was ranked like, you know, in the like over 100 by that time, and then by the end of the show I had gone from like rank 127 to number 1 for the grifty. And then I got outvoted really quick. Oh, you remember watching that? That was a fun night. I never expected to get up. For a brief moment, I was number 1 for the Grifty Awards, and I think the people running the Grifty Awards were pretty pissed at me for that. But whatever. That was sobering in a way, especially for those of us who used to have fun watching Rekieta's streams when he actually discussed law and trials. I mean, listen, I guess let's end it like this, and this went on like 45 minutes longer than I thought it was going to, but whatever. Hopefully this is a wake-up call for him. Hopefully he gets it together. You got to say one thing for Nick Rekieta. He has a lot of people that love him. He has a lot of fans on the internet that love him. Even the people that are really disappointed in what they see now, they still love him. Like, if you don't care about someone, you don't, at least not like a little tiny bit, you don't feel that level of like disappointment if something goes wrong, right? Because if someone that you don't care about has a train wreck of a life, it doesn't even register for you. You're like, okay, well, that might suck, like whatever. But there are people in Nick's audience that have watched him for a long time, that have seen all this happen, that probably really care about him and are really disappointed in him at the same time. And there are a lot of people that love Nick the way he is now because he entertains them on the internet. But there are a lot of people there that probably want him to get better and want him to do well, is what I'm saying. And so, is he going to take shit for this for the rest of his life? Yep. That sucks. That sucks real bad. But he brought it on himself. And hopefully it'll be the wake-up call he needs. And, when you have that many people that love you, they do want to see you do better. They want to see you do well, ultimately, Most people. Some people just want to make fun of you forever, but even the people that are going to make fun of Nick want him to come back, because if he doesn't come back, there's nothing to make fun of. So I really do hope he takes some time off. I hope he gets some help. I hope he uses this as an opportunity to say, maybe I need to make some changes. Maybe this isn't going the way I thought it would. And that's okay. Sometimes life gets off the rails, and people shouldn't carry that around with them forever. They should have the opportunity to move on. Everyone should have the opportunity to make mistakes and to make adjustments and to move on, because there's not a single person that has ever lived that hasn't made mistakes, either small mistakes or big mistakes, right? And I wouldn't say the legacy is gone. We don't know what his legacy is going to be yet. I don't think we can say that. What if Nick has a whole redemption arc? It's like Robert Downey Jr. People who know Robert Downey, like, do you guys remember what Robert Downey Jr. used to be like? Are some of you old enough to know this? Robert Downey Jr. used to be a very sloppy drug addict, very sloppy alcoholic. And then Robert Downey Jr. went to rehab, he got clean, and he became fucking Iron Man. And he had a massive redemption arc. Does anyone talk about the fact that Robert Downey Jr. used to be a massive drug addict? Do they talk about that now? Or do they see him as Iron Man? Right? So I wouldn't say that Nick Rekieta's legacy is gone. There are a lot of people that have fucked up worse than Nick Rekieta has and have come back. We don't know, and you should allow him the space to do that, Because someday you might fuck up too. And if you fuck up badly, and most of you are not going to fuck up badly by getting a blowjob by a woman that's not your wife live on the internet. Most of you aren't going to do that. But most of you are going to have at least one major fuck up in your life, if not more than one major fuck up. And when that happens, I promise, you're going to want a chance to redeem yourself and to do better. And so in order to get that chance for yourself when it happens to you, and it will happen to you, you need to allow that for other people. That's all I'm saying. Yeah, You remember Robert Downey Jr. calling into Howard Stern? Robert Downey Jr. fucked up so badly, he went to jail. Well, that's Nick's problem to like figure out with his wife, right? Anyway, guys, it's 2:30 in the morning. Thank you for hanging out with me and being moral support with me on this journey. I hope none of you are too traumatized by this. I will be back at 5 p.m. Eastern time where we will do something far more productive. Thank you. Take care. Have a good one, guys. Mount the like button on your way out the door, and I'll see you soon. Bye.